Hello everyone, welcome to Little Meatballs Nursery. I'm Sandra. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you're returning, guys. So it is Tuesday, and the Tuesday after Easter, and I'm back, guys. I'm back. I haven't been here for a few days, and I apologize. I did make a video yesterday, and I posted it, but I hadn't realized that I needed to watch it back first because Jason had gotten a phone call in the middle of my video, and I uploaded it without watching it first, and then I'm like, shit, it was like up for maybe 5-6 minutes or so, and I realized, I'm like, oh no, and I meant to make a note of it for myself to say, Sandra, you need to watch this back first, to make sure that you didn't like get the conversation recorded, and so I didn't actually get a chance to watch it back yet, so I don't know if I got anything, but I took it down quick just in case. And so if I watch it, and then I think I should, if it's okay to post, then I will. If not, then you're just gonna have to deal with this one. Anyway, um, that being said, you may notice my video looks a little different today. And so the reason for that is we're actually recording from my new device. And if you follow me, you know that I was speaking about getting an iPhone. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get it yet. I was more attracted to the color of the phone because it is pink. So this is the phone I'm currently recording on now, this video. So this is my first video of the iPhone. And so I knew that like this came yesterday as well. And so I knew I wanted to, test this out today. And also the things that I kind of explained in yesterday's video, as far as the things I wanted to share with you guys, those didn't actually arrive yet until after I was done with that video. So I have those items in front of me. So we're going to kind of do a show and tell today. And also, of course, with my babies, we're going to bring on the girls, Olive and Brianna. And I did put up a little like voting type thing for a middle name for Olive. I haven't checked back since I think this morning. I posted it yesterday, but just putting a bunch of names because I wasn't sure if I should still keep her middle name Ella like I originally had named her, or if I wanted to go with something totally different. I kind of thought, which I thought was really cute, olive oil, because, I'm Italian, it's Little Meatballs Nursery, hey, a little olive oil. But I don't know if I want to do that. Like, and then I think of olive oil, like from Popeye, So I think that was her name, right? Olive oil, right? Isn't that what I think so. I could be wrong. But for some reason that it brought back memories of, him eating the can of spinach and all that kind of stuff. Because my uncle used to put that on every time we would visit. But anyway, so, and then I thought of a couple other names. I think I forgot the other name I threw in there. Because Danny was so cute when he had suggested Rose, I think it was, and there was a couple of other floral names. I don't really like the floral names too much. And so then we heard the birds outside. I think it was during our box opening or maybe a previous video, but we heard the birds outside. So he was like, Mommy, how about Birdie? That's cute for a middle name. And I was like, I don't know. It kind of doesn't match. So I wanted you guys to give me some, comments and let me know what you guys think. But I did get a comment from a lovely person that I've never seen in my comments before. And I should have wrote your name down. I apologize for that. But she gave me some really cute ideas, including Olive Teeny, which was, I think, cute. I think it's Olive Teeny, not Olive Tiny, because Tiny would be with a Y. She spelled it Tini, and I thought that was adorable. I never would have thought of that. I think that's really cute. She also suggested a bunch of other really cute little names. I think Puff was one of them. there was a couple that really stood out to me that I really liked. And so I might go with one of those names for her because they were really, really cute. I feel like you really like thought of like her petiteness, how tiny she is, and just kind of capturing that to go with Olive. So thank you for that. And I will give you a shout out on the next video. I got to write down your name. But thank you for the suggestions. So yeah, go check out that post and you guys can let me know what you think. So I am very excited to give her a middle name. I have just been calling her Olive because that's her, her name. And so I don't know. But I kind of wanted to give her a cute little tiny, nickname. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, back to the iPhone. Okay, so we're gonna show the girls and all that too, but back to the iPhone. So yeah, I wasn't sure yet because I've always used an Android phone, okay, for as long as I can remember. When I seen this pink phone, it instantly reminded me of my first ever phone. That wasn't like a track phone. We all had those. We've all been there, done that with the track phone. You got to go buy the card at Walmart and all the PIN numbers and all that stuff. But like my first real phone, like I guess it was contractor phone. My mom brought me and my two sisters to the mall for around Christmas time. And my little sister, I don't know, she must have been just turned 15 maybe, because I was around mid-20s and didn't have any kids yet, nothing like that. And so we all went to the mall, and my mom, stopped at one of those little, T-Mobile little huts in the mall in the middle. And the Christmas lights were on. Of course, she probably had a couple beers before we went in, like she always does before shopping, because my mother hated shopping. Like, I love shopping. My mother hated it. She couldn't stand it. She was in and out, get whatever she can. And I think that's part of why she never did a full grocery shopping neither. She would rather go like day to day than buy like a whole week's worth of groceries at a time. So she just hated shopping. She didn't like it. But anyway, so we were at the mall, the whole Christmas vibe going with the lights and the greenery and the trees and Santa and all that stuff. And so of course my teenage sister was like, "Oh, well, Mom, while we're here, can you, let's just go, to this store and that store." And of course she bought her a bunch of clothes because she still lived with my mother at the time. So she was still, the youngest kid, and, my mother was getting her some stuff for Christmas. And so my mom and me and my sister were like, "Well, what about us, Mom?" And she's like, "Well, what do you girls want? I don't know what to get." So of course, my youngest sister, Michelle, she went straight to T-Mobile. She's, "I need a new phone. I need a new phone." So my mom's like, "Okay, all right." So she's looking at, the phones, and she's asking, what the deals were, because they were running specials. And I think it was like you get I don't know, you get something about 2 lines and you get a third phone for free, or if you add something like that. So anyway, she winds up buying my two sisters phones and paying for their lines, okay? And then the third phone that she got for free, she gave to me. But I had to put it in my name. So, it was the contract for that phone was under, my name. She got the deal but gave me the phone. So that was my Christmas present, I remember. And it was, we all got the same phones. We all got the hot pink flip phone Razr, okay? I loved that phone. I absolutely loved the phone, and I thought it was the coolest shit, taking my phone out, flipping that thing, and listen, I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And so that's what this reminded me of at first. And then, of course, after that one, I think I got the new Samsung with the flip keyboard. So it's like the phone is one piece. And it had like the front, to regulate, to dial a number. But then you turn it sideways like this and you flip it up. And then, you get a full letter keyboard underneath when you flip it up. So you can easily do text, because before that, with the flip phone itself, not the flip keyboard, with just the Razr phone, in order to send a text message, you had to who remembers, kids of today have no clue, okay, what we had to go through just to write hello in a text message, okay? Let alone, can you pick me up, or what time will you be here, or what do you want for dinner? Nothing like that. Because you had to sit there. If you wanted to, you have your numbers, and then underneath each number, you have 3 letters. And so if you needed the middle letter on number 1, then you have to press that twice. Then you would have to go, if you need a letter that's underneath the 5, you got to go to the 5. Oh, that's the last number you need, so you got to press that 1, 2, 3 to get the second letter. And God forbid you fuck up, because then you're just screwed. Then you got to start all over again. Kids of today have no clue, okay? Let alone that, the corded phones that we had forever before cell phones or beepers or anything like that, okay? And you had to worry about somebody upstairs picking up the other line, listening to your conversation and all that good stuff, right? And God forbid you were in the bathroom when your boyfriend called and your mother answered the phone, because then you were just done for. Then you were done, Either she's telling them you got diarrhea, or you can't go out because, this and that. My mother has said it all, okay? Believe me. Anyway, so, yeah, the intercept of the call. Sorry, she can't come out today. Click. And then I come out of the bathroom, and she'll see me looking out the window every 2 seconds to see when my boyfriend was pulling up. And she would just sit there and stare at me. And like, she knew damn well that she had told him I wasn't going to go out for whatever excuse. She did that to me so many times. I can't even tell you. And one of the times I actually, because I didn't drive, right? I actually walked in the dark. I waited till she was asleep. I must have been 13 or 14. I waited till she fell asleep. Now, my room at the time, before I lost it, and she gave it to my sister, I went through, so it was half, like, it was one of those rooms that's like half in the basement, half out. So we had full windows, but like this, how do I put it? There was like a shelf, right? And the windowsill was right above the shelf for the windows. And so I would climb up there. We put a chair there, and me and my sister would always climb out that window at night. And we would close the window and be on our merry way. And then when we come back, whatever time it was, open the window and we'd go right into bed like we never even left. So this particular time, I got so upset because I had no way of getting in touch with my boyfriend. Like, I knew he was going to pick me up, okay? And he wasn't going to just, do that to me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to walk to his house. This was the dead of winter, okay? Blizzard conditions, okay? I put on my knee-high boots with my jeans and my chain belts, and I got my leather jacket on, and I never wore a hat because it always fucked up my hair. So I never wore a hat. I always wore earmuffs if I had to. Otherwise, I would just pull my jacket up above my ears, and I was good to go, okay? I had my big purse with me. I'm walking all the way. I probably had a beer in my purse too. I mean, I had my Marlboros. As long as I had a lighter or matches, I was good. Okay. So I start walking. Now, mind you, I lived up a hill. Okay. So, there was 2 ways to get to my house. Okay. Well, 3 technically, but 2 from in town. So there was a huge hill. There you go. It was called Wood Street. Wood. Okay. Wood Street. So we would go, you would have to take a running start really with the car, especially when it was like slippery out and icy, to get up the hill in the first place. Otherwise your car was going to just slide down. Okay. So there was that way, and there was just a little railing that went around. Okay. No sidewalk at all. And right on the other side of that railing is a ditch that goes right down the mountain. Okay. Now, when you are walking, I've walked it many times, but when you are walking, I was always afraid, especially in the snow and ice, that I would fall and nobody would see me and they'd come run me over. Because there's like a blind spot too. Like when you're going around in the car, you can't see what's on the other side of that guardrail, coming down. So I was like, I can't walk down that hill. And it's dark, and I did not have a flashlight. Okay. I was very brave. I was extremely brave back in my teenage years. Okay. Nobody could tell me anything, say anything. I was done. That's it. I was going. If I had my mind set to it and I was going, I was going. Nothing was going to stop me. Okay. So there was another entrance. The hill was worse, but it was less busy. There was hardly anybody that ever went up that side. Um, and there was also like the deli was right below the hill. So I figured, okay, I'll go down that side. I'll go down that side, even though it sets me back about 3 blocks. Because if I was to go straight down the other hill, then I'm closer to my boyfriend's house. If I go the back way and go down the hill that's less busy but steeper, okay, then I'm adding 3 blocks to my walk, okay? But in the same sense, I get to pass the 24-hour deli, so I can pop in there, and get a pack of smokes or whatever else, candy, gum, whatever I needed, right? So I'm like, okay, so we'll do this. Mind you, there's no streetlights on that road. There were streetlights on my main road, but not down that side road. So I'm going down this hill, knee-high boots, okay? And when I tell you that the snow, I had to wind up going off-road. So I had traction. Otherwise I would have fell right on my ass, right? Like a slide. So I'm walking with my big purse on my shoulder, and the nurse at school, in elementary school, I remember, she would always tell me, Sandy, why are you carrying such a big purse, Sandy? You are going to have major back problems when you're older. She kept saying that to me all the time. She would say, why are you doing that to yourself? You're going to cause yourself to have shoulder pain, neck pain, all this stuff. Her name was Mrs. Kelly, and I will never forget that nurse. I loved her so much, okay? But anyway, that's besides the point. So I got my purse on, okay? And I'm walking down, trying to get there. So I'm going down this, so there's a fence, okay? Because that's somebody's yard, right? So I'm going through somebody's backyard, blizzard conditions, middle of the night, in the dark, okay? The dogs could have ate me. The deer could have got me. Anything could have happened, okay? I wasn't even thinking about kidnappers or anything like that. I was just thinking about, animals. And I had one focus, and that was to see what happened with my boyfriend and why the hell he didn't show up, okay? That was my only focus. Now, I knew ahead of time that his mom was on vacation, and she was a single mom, so he only lived with his mother, and he didn't have any siblings. So I knew for a fact she wasn't home all week. So that even got me in a worse spot, okay? Because I'm thinking, well, what the fuck is he doing? Like, who's at his house? What's going on, okay? So I'm walking. Now, when I tell you, if I didn't have these knee-high boots on, I would have been soaking wet because the snow was that high, that it was like right below my knees. And I could barely even lift my leg to go to the next one. Thank God there is actually already like kind of, not that anybody shoveled there, but it was that you could see somebody had already walked in that area. So I was kind of trying to get my foot in those footprints, Finally made it. I didn't fall. Finally made it, but it took me, that was the longest part of the trip. Even though I still had a long ways to go, that took me the longest because I was trying to focus, right? I didn't want to fall. I didn't want anything to happen to me. I'm like, now I'm on the main road. And now is when you see all the salter trucks passing by, and, there's cars and, but at least I felt a little bit better because there was life around, it wasn't just, because I tried to go as quickly as I could. But anyway, I made it. And what I made it to the payphone. That was another reason why I wanted to go that way, because there was a payphone by the deli. So I made it to the payphone and I called his home phone. And he was like, well, no, I called and your mom said that you weren't coming out. I knew it, right? I knew it. I don't know what excuse she gave this time, but um so he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, this. He's like, I'll meet you halfway. So he started walking from his house. I started heading towards his house, and I'm on the main road, the other main road, and just as I am walking past this like snow embankment, I feel like a snowball was thrown at me. I'm like, what the fuck? I got really scared. I'm like, oh my God, is somebody following me? What's going on? So I look back, I look up at the guardrail, like up on the hill, kind of, a different hill, but kind of, and he starts laughing hysterical. It was my boyfriend. He was sitting up on the guardrail waiting for me to pass by, and he started throwing snowballs at me. So rest of the way, we were walking together back to his house, and that was that. So I made a lovely time. But so there's just one of my little escape stories of getting to go out anyway, because anyway. Let's get back to the video of what we're doing today. So yeah, so what do you guys think of the picture? The picture. I was gonna try to say it in some kind of French, but I can't think of how how they would say that. I do have a little bit of French in me, a little bit, on my dad's side. So my grandmother from my dad's side, I believe her mom was French or half French, something like that. So, passed down the line. But on yesterday's video, I also was talking to you guys about some nails that I got. Some new nails. Now, I did cut these down, okay, from Thursday's video. Remember, these had the clear tops that reminded me of salad tongs. And I couldn't leave it like that. They look too cheap, too fake, too just everything, too much, right? So I wind up putting some pink acrylic over the tops. And that worked until yesterday morning. And I broke this one. So this one broke clean off, okay? The nail part stayed, but that came off. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm getting rid of these anyway. They're stupid. I'm not going to want to keep them much longer anyway. So I wound up just cutting them all, and filing a little bit. I wasn't going to spend too much time on this set, considering that I'm going to change them either tonight or tomorrow. And I was going to do them before this video, but I'm like, it's going to take me another couple hours, and I just didn't want to do that. So I'm like, all right, I'll just show you guys the nails. But I was talking about them on yesterday's video that I had ordered them. And Amazon's super quick, guys. Like, when you're a Prime member and you spend over 25, I think it is, as long as they have the stuff in your local warehouse, they deliver it that same day. So I was able to get both sets of nails, and also my perfume arrived yesterday. So I don't remember if I explained to you. I don't think so, because I didn't order. See, I'm going to be talking about this today, so there's no point in posting yesterday's video. But anyway, I had found let's start with the nails. So I was looking yesterday morning. I'm like, I really want to find something different. Oh, by the way, this phone definitely picks up all my imperfections. Like, I could see oily spots on my face, and this on my chin. Don't ask me. It looks like I have rug burn or some shit. I don't fucking know, but I probably picked a pimple down here. Probably. I don't know. I'm always like touching my face. But anyway, did you hear the ice cream man, Danny?
Yeah. I want to get some.
It was so cold the other day, and the ice cream man was out here. We have ice cream, silly. And the ice cream man was out here, and Jason says, that ice cream man has some nerve coming around here when it's still so cold out. Like, yeah, okay. Hey, you want to tell everybody about your birthday, how it went, and the things you got? Or not now?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Danny had a nice birthday. I'll just update you quickly on his birthday and Easter, how that went, and then we'll get into the nails and perfume and all that. This is going to be a long video, okay? So just sit back, relax, grab your drink, your snacks, your candy, your smoke, whatever you're doing, all right? Whatever suits you, you do you, okay? And just, yeah, join me for the fun. So his birthday was Saturday. Um, it went well. It went nice. Him and Jason took him with him to pick up his cake at Walmart. They did a fantastic job. Okay. Yay, Walmart Bakery. Now they don't really ever disappoint me. There was one time with Jack's cake. He had a Jack Skeleton cake for Nightmare Before Christmas, and we did his whole party in black and white theme. This was not, I don't think this was last August. It was the August of 2024. And so you could probably hear the ice cream truck. But anyway, the icing, because of how, because it was just the face, the entire face of Jack Skeleton. So the black icing started to bleed into the white and it turned gray. And so by the time we took it out to sing happy birthday, it was all like, I don't know if it had been out too long before it was, put back in the fridge, because, Jason picks up the cake and then takes the bus back. And so, and in August it's hot, they don't have AC on the buses really. So, but in any event, it melted a little bit, melted into it, and I was a little pissed. I'll be honest with you, I was a little pissed. I know a lot of people are probably like, it's a cake, Sandra. I have had issues with cakes. Okay, I'll tell you another cake story after this one. But anyway, the gray, it just made it look like Bugs Bunny, and that's not what it was meant to be. It was meant to be Jack Skeleton. So, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but Jack Skeleton. So. I think it's Skellington, maybe. I don't know. I only watched that movie maybe once, maybe twice. But anyway, but as far as the taste of the cakes, they're never dry. They're never like yucky. They are always so good, the cake. So, this time they didn't disappoint, and the colors. Now, I know it's probably just a transfer. I don't think they did all that with icing. That was like a, what do you call it? Like a, like a color transfer type thing that they put on the cake, an edible, whatever. So Danny picked the theme from the new Mario Kart movie that's coming out. I don't know if it's out yet. I think next month. But they have the toys out and everything's popular, that sort of thing. So, they did like this rainbow colored, track, like trail, I guess, racing track. Excuse me. And, it turned out so pretty. And I should post a picture on Instagram. I might do that later. But I sent pictures to my friends and, close, people we're close with. And, so they got to see it, and it was really cool. Everybody thought it was really cool. Danny loved it. It tasted fabulous. So, he was happy with the cake. And before we get into presents, let me tell you this other cake story. I know everybody's probably like, no, I don't want to say everybody, because a lot of people love my stories. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people love hearing my stories. But I do know that there are probably people that watch that are like, she's going to now go the opposite way and tell another story about a cake. And I get it to a certain extent, I guess. I could understand why people wouldn't want to, then listen to something else when they think I'm about to talk about his birthday gifts and, and I try to like space it out, maybe even it out a little more. But it's not going to be a long story. I just want to be really, really quick about it. While we were on the subject of cakes. So when Jack was a baby, okay, we did his baptism at the Catholic Church, and we had, a christening party. That's what you do, okay? That's what we did all growing up anyway. It was for your baptism, for your communion, confirmation, sweet 16. We just, any excuse to have a get together, a party, whatever, we did it, okay? Any excuse to bring out the metal folding chairs and, put long tables out in the garage and everybody brings a tray of food and cannolis and pastries. That's just what we did growing up. That was just the norm for us, okay? So, I tried to continue that, especially with my first child. And so we did have him baptized. And then after that, we had a little party at the house. Now, I ordered a bakery cake from an Italian bakery. Okay. And Melanie, you might know the bakery because it is in Fishkill. So, up Route 6, okay, there is where, I don't think they have the Babies R Us there anymore in that parking lot. But they had a Blockbuster, I remember, on the corner. And then right next to Blockbuster, there was the Halloween shop. There was also a Stop and Shop in that same parking lot. I'm trying to think of what else was right there that you might. Across the street, there was Marshall's and TJ Maxx, I think. I'm trying to think what else, Melanie, but it's somewhere up there, okay, by you. So I had the cake done there, okay, at the Italian bakery, and we ordered it. I ordered it, I don't know how long, like at least a month in advance, okay? The cake was, the one I picked was beautiful, okay? Because they show you not just like catalog pictures, but pictures in real time, like of people, of other cakes that they have done this exact design for. So I knew I wanted a double tier, okay? So I wanted the bottom to be a solid sheet cake because we couldn't decide what kind of cake we wanted to do. Because of course you have the traditional cannoli cake, the cannoli filling. And so we wanted to do that, but we also wanted to do just a regular type cake for the kids that were coming, because kids don't usually like the cannoli cake, okay? At least that's my experience. Kids don't usually like that. It's kind of like an acquired taste, I feel. Like you just, unless you grew up, having it. So there were kids at the party that just, we don't want to take a chance, okay? And so we did like half and half of the bottom sheet. We did cannoli on one side, and then we did a caramel filling on one. And then the top cake was going to be just a regular vanilla cake with chocolate filling. So the bottom was a solid sheet cake, and then the top was in the shape of a giant cross, okay? And the decorations on it showed beautiful big like flowers, rosettes, and it had like the vines coming down, and then all around the cross it had the edging of like beautiful, just beautiful, okay? So we picked the color to be baby blue, and then a navy, and then the green for the greenery. So, we had it all down, the type of icing, just everything, okay, everything. Now, the picture shows, and I made it clear to them, and they even wrote it down in front of me, that the cross is to be on a second tier. So it was to be held up by pillars on each of the 4 angles of the cross. So underneath each, side of the cross, okay? So there were four pillars to hold it up above the sheet cake. And they showed me how they would do that. They have, the giant little things that they, it supports the top layer. Like a wedding cake, how they would do that, okay? And then there was one directly in the middle to support it, okay? Looked beautiful. When they showed me the picture, they're like, yes, this is the one. I picked it out right away. We even did, I think we even did taste testing for like the flavors, okay, to make sure it was good. It was on point, okay? So then, um, I was busy obviously with my son, for the baptism and getting him ready and everything. And then my mom was there, my sisters. And so after he got baptized, we headed back to the house, and Jason and his dad went to pick up the cake at the bakery. I called ahead of time, make sure it was all ready. They said, yes, everything's good to go, blah, 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 blah. So Jason comes back with the cake, and right off the bat, before we even opened the box, something definitely didn't look right to me, because the height of the box was nowhere near what it should have been. Okay. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they couldn't box it that way, hoping for the best. I said maybe they couldn't box it that way, so they included the pillars and instructions or something. I don't know. Okay. Trying to, still hope for the best. So I open up the box, and listen, I'm not trying to be picky here. I'm really not. I paid a good, I think it was around $200 for this cake. Okay, maybe even a little more. Okay. This was supposed to be a high-end professional Italian bakery that they specialize in these type of cakes, okay? When I opened the box, I wanted to cry. It was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The cake was beautiful. It tasted incredible. But it was not what I ordered, was not what I paid for, okay? It was, so the cross itself, it was beautiful. But the cross itself was just placed on top of the sheet cake. Nothing in between. Nothing in between to stop the flavor of the top cake from seeping into the bottom. There was no way you could cut it without cutting into one of the, you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't, so if somebody wanted a piece of the top cake, you had to wait until you got all the pieces from the bottom cake cut and away. Otherwise, you would be left with, you wouldn't be able to cut into it, in other words. You would be left with a hole, if I'm making any sense, okay? I was so upset. I couldn't tell you. I was so upset, okay? And my mother-in-law is like, it's okay. The cake, it tastes great. Da, da, da. I said, it's not visually how I wanted it to be, how it's supposed to look, what I paid for, what I ordered, okay? So, rather than get myself upset, I said, Jason, you were with me when we ordered this. Didn't you realize that the cake wasn't what we ordered? And he says, well, to be honest, I didn't even look at it. Like, how do you not open the box to look at the cake before you pay for it, before you take it with you? How do you not do that? I don't know. But anyway, that's meant for you, right? So I was like, okay, okay. I called the bakery immediately, and I asked them, I said, what happened? What happened? This is not, if you look in your orders, this is not what I ordered, okay? They said, well, we had staff today call out the original people. So the fill-ins didn't know how to put it together properly, so they just laid it on top. I said, well, that's not my fault. That's not my problem. Okay? That's not what I ordered. And they were like, oh, yes, we understand, but, does the cake taste okay? Does it? I said, yeah, it tastes fabulous, but it doesn't look like what I ordered, And he's like, okay, well, I apologize. I should have been there to put it together. I said, that's fine. But I said, I live like 45 minutes away. I have company here. And we're taking pictures. This is a once in a lifetime event, just like a wedding. Well, sometimes you get married more than once. So I'll say this is definitely a once in a lifetime. Although people do get baptized when they're older. But you guys understand what I mean, okay? Long story short, I got my money back for the cake because it wasn't what I asked. Not what I asked for, what I paid for, what I had ordered. And he even knew that. He even said that, no, this isn't what you ordered. Now, I I don't like I don't like the fact that, like, and some people might be okay with it. Like, some people might have let it go and just be like, okay, well, I got the cake and it still tastes good and it's still pretty, but if you're paying for a service that you're ordering something specific to how you like it, how you want it to be, how you want it to look, and the the business is telling you, well, we just put it together however it could go, whatever, and that's whatever, just accept it. No, no, no. That is not how it works. That's not how it works. You can't assume that somebody is going to be okay receiving something differently than how they envisioned and what they paid for and what they had ordered. So that was it. That was the story. And I never went to that bakery again. I never went there again because, how do I know they weren't gonna, mess up my order again? So the next time when we got a bakery cake, it was from Walmart. And that was Jack's first birthday. And the Walmart cake was incredible, okay? The taste, the way they did the design, and I got exactly what I ordered and what I paid for, and I was so happy. And it just makes everything so much easier, when you get what you're expecting. And but anyway, so it just goes to show you that, like, and that was a really expensive cake, an expensive high-end bakery. And they were just literally just expecting me to eat it. Like, no. So I even told them, I said, if you guys want to pick up the cake, you're more than welcome to come pick it up. Because I was getting ready to just go to Walmart then and just get a ready-made cake. Because that's how upset I was. I said, you can come pick it up. And they're like, oh, no, we're not driving all the way out there to, da 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 da, whatever. But ever since then, that's when I started ordering Walmart bakery cakes. And I have ever since. I have not ever went back to a high-end bakery again, because Walmart does it well. So why rock the boat now? But Danny loved his cake. It turns out incredible. And that's it for the cake story. Okay? I'm curious to know your thoughts on this, actually. So this is a great place to insert a comment question. What would you guys do in that situation? Do you think that I was right in speaking up for myself, knowing damn well that that's not what I paid for, and not what I ordered, and not what they showed me of how they were going to do it? Or do you think I just should have kept my mouth shut and enjoyed the cake? That's what Jason kind of says. It's like, it's here now. What could you do? But, I got my money back. That's what I could do. You got to speak up for yourself. What I've realized over time, and especially as I get older, is if you don't speak up for yourself, nobody will. You have to You have to speak up for yourself and your own feelings. Don't let somebody else dictate how you feel or how they think you're supposed to feel in a situation. You know, your feelings are valid, okay? Each and every one of you. Anybody that's listening to this, don't ever settle. Your feelings are 100% valid. If that is how you feel about a situation, then that is your right. You feel that way. Nobody else can tell you how to feel, okay? I have expressed this so many times on my channel. You need to stick up for you, because at the end of this day, at the end of every day, you are the one that matters. You have to stick up for you, okay? Now, I'm not saying that that gives you like an all pass to just say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. It just means that you should be sticking up for you. You should be expressing yourself, and how you feel about and anything in life, anything that you do. I'm here to tell you your feelings are valid 100%. And just because somebody doesn't agree with you or somebody sees things in a different way than you do does not make you a bad person, and it doesn't make you a wrong person. It just means that each person is individual. We all think differently. We all have different opinions, and we all do things differently. Okay? But I just want you all to know, this is a message to all of you watching. You all matter. You all are important in this life, and you wouldn't be here if you weren't. We all have a job to do on this earth. We're all put here for a reason. And you may not know that reason right now. You may not know it for a very long time. But just know that you are. You're important. You're here for a reason. And you're important to me. Heck, you're watching my video today, and there's a reason why you're here. So if that's the only reason, what I just said right now, to brighten your day and know how important you are, then so be it. Okay? I love you guys. I care about you, and I love you guys. And thank you again so much for being here and supporting me in my YouTube journey. It means a lot to me. So I would love your comments below. Let me know what you think about the cake situation. Okay? I don't want to hear like, I'm right, you're wrong, you're right. I just want to know like your generalized opinion and what you may have done in that situation. Again, doesn't mean yours is wrong, mine's right, or mine's wrong, yours is right. Doesn't, none of that. Or did I just say that? Mine's right, or yours is right, or wrong. Either of us are wrong. It just means that you would have handled things differently, or you feel a different way about it, and that's cool with me. I love hearing from all of you. So don't hesitate. This is a safe space. It's a happy, positive space, and I'm happy that you're all here with me. So let's move along. Danny's birthday. Loved his gifts. He loved the Easter Bunny gifts. The Easter Bunny brought him a couple of really cool little mini Sega cartridges that flip open and have the little figures inside, so he can play with those. They're mostly for display, but he also plays with them. So he was thrilled with those. And of course, Santa. You're getting way ahead of yourself, Sandra. Easter Bunny brought a lot of fruit snacks and Rice Krispie treats and peanut butter bars and some mini Twix. I forgot what else we did. I didn't do Cadbury eggs, or I tried to get snacks and stuff that were going to last a little longer than just one day. Because with the candy, they like to, I didn't do anything that I usually do, like M&Ms or Skittles, Nerd Rope, Starburst, nothing like that. Like I said, mostly snack stuff. And then, yeah, we had a nice dinner. We made breaded fried shrimp. I made a nice salad. And Jason made a tray of baked ziti with his homemade sauce. So we had a nice Easter dinner. Danny's birthday, what do we have? Oh, we had chicken patties on a bun. And of course, I did the salad again. I love salad. Anytime I could eat lettuce. I love to put sweet pickles in there, like the bread and butter, like chips. Love putting those in there. I bought a can of sliced up little olives. Um, because you know what? I'll be honest with you. When when she wasn't here, I couldn't buy a can of olives. I love black olives in the can. Love them, love them, love them. Okay. My mother used to put them in all her salads. She would always put a can of black olives and a chopped up onion, a whole onion, chopped up into, like, she didn't even do thin slices. She did like chunks of onion. Okay. And she would put the balsamic vinegar and the little olive oil with lots of salt. I remember my mother using salt, 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 everything. Um, so good. She did make a really good salad. We called it a salad. We made a good salad. Um, and then I put the sweet pickles, olives in it. I could not, yeah, when she wasn't here, I would cry if I seen olives, to be honest with you. If I seen a can of olives or somebody was eating an olive, I couldn't do it. I was like, I would start tearing up, seriously. So I stopped buying them. Stop buying them. I actually have some pineapple chunks that I'm gonna throw in my salad today, to make it sweet. I love doing a little sweet and savory in the salad. So like the olives and then the sweet either pineapple chunks or the um the sweet pickles chopped up, and I throw them in there. Sometimes I don't even chop them up, depends. And then I will put like I don't do the raw onion like my mother used to do. If I buy, sometimes I'll buy like the bacon bits, but the real bacon, not like bacon bits or whatever they call it, like the actual, I know that's real bacon too, supposedly, but it doesn't. The bacon bits I buy are like in the sealed plastic pouch, not like the plastic container thing. And what I noticed is they leave a little bit of the fat on the bacon, so it makes it even more, like you just fried up some bacon. So I'll throw that in there. Sometimes, I mean, you could like chop up like a hard-boiled egg and stuff like that if you want to throw that, like make a Cobb salad. That's always good too. A lot of times I like to throw in some shredded cheese. So I got today, what did I get? The three different kinds of cheddar cheese, like a sharp cheddar and I can't think of the other ones, but it's some kind of all kinds of cheddar. So I'll put that on top of the salad, then maybe even a little grated cheese. I just make a very nice hearty salad. Like, I love salads. Throw anything in there. So, and then I got some Thousand Island dressing. I haven't had that in a long time. Usually I'll get the ranch. I was going to get French dressing, but I'm like, let me get the Thousand Island, and I'll tell you why I did that. Oh, crushed red pepper, hot red pepper. That you got to put in the salad too. And sea salt. I don't use like the regular table salt stuff. I use the chunks, like not chunks, but like, you know, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So the reason I did the Thousand Island was because I was talking to someone about making Reuben sandwiches. And I love Reuben sandwiches. In fact, so much that I almost named Danny Reuben. His name was going to be Reuben, or Theodore was another name we were picking for him, or Levon. And at the time, I think I told you guys this story, but Levon was actually a song from Elton John originally, and then Taylor Hicks from American Idol had sang that, and that was kind of, I know it was before Danny was born, but we always liked that version of the song. So I thought it was a cool name, right? Levon? You don't really hear any kids with that name. So it was either, excuse me, for Danny, it was either Levon, Theodore, or Reuben. Before, my mother put her 2 cents in about, oh, well, don't you want to name him after your uncle? Because Michelle's gonna, name her son after your grandfather. So wouldn't it be nice if you name, and I didn't mind really, because like I said, my uncle was my biggest cheerleader growing up, like my biggest supporter. He really made my childhood a little more bearable than it was. So, if it wasn't for him, I really would have been just not, yeah. So, um, so I didn't mind. And I love the name Daniel anyway. I love the name Daniel. And see, this is the reason, part of the reason why I don't want to do this, because he loves the name Danny. And while, of course, it's an adorable name, I didn't name him Danny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I named him Daniel. And so I always call him Daniel. But then, most recently, when I start saying Daniel, he'll say, "That's not my name. That's not my name. My name is Danny." And they're like, "Okay, sorry, Danny." Just like my name is Sandra. And for the longest time, um, everybody called me Sandy. And I couldn't stand that. I was like, that's not my name. And everybody would just keep calling me Sandy. Some people even put a spin on that and call me Cassandra or Cassandra. I'm like, that's not my name either. Like, why do you guys think you can just add things or take away letters and that's my name? Like, that's not who I am. So I kind of, when I was younger, I embraced the name Sandy a little more. Um, and of course, there were all kinds of funny, haha, nicknames to go along with that in high school, especially. But, so I didn't like the name Sandy. I really didn't. I thought it was just, I don't know. I didn't like it. And then, I feel like as I got older, same thing. As I got older, I realized that, hey, Sandra is a really nice name. And so that's when I started like telling my friends and my family and everything. I'm like, you need to start calling me Sandra. And of course, my mom was like, oh, you'll always be my Sandy. I'm always going to call you Sandy. I don't know if you guys heard that or felt that. Like, somebody just slammed the door downstairs. You hear everything in this building. Everything. It's crazy. Um, but anyway, so back to the sandwich. So, so the Thousand Island I got because, number one, it's really good on any kind of chicken, or like I put it on the shrimp too. I thought it was really good actually, because we usually get yum yum sauce. If you guys have never tried yum yum, you got to get you some, okay? It is a light orange colored sauce, kind of like the Thousand Island, but it has a very, I feel like, versatile, like, flavor. So you can put on like your lettuce, or you can put it on chicken or shrimp, or fries, even like anything like that. um Yum Yum is, it says it's a Japanese sauce, like a Japanese fish sauce type thing. It doesn't have fish in the sauce. What they mean by that is like to dip the fish into the sauce. They might have something similar to, like, I'm thinking, like, is it called a hibachi grill, something like that, like where you go out to eat and they cook in front of you? Is that what I never been to one. I know my sister has been, but I've never been to one. I think that's what it's called. I'm sure somebody will let me know either way. um but they usually have that sauce like for sushi, I believe, as well. It's like a peach kind of light orange kind of sauce. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but it has a very distinctive flavoring to it. Um, like, not like a salad dressing type. But anyway, go try some. It's really good. I don't really know the pricing on that sauce, but I know it's not like a bottle of ketchup. So it's somewhere above ketchup. Um, so I got the Thousand Island though, because number one, we already have the Yum Yum. But I got the Thousand Island because I want to make Reuben sandwiches. Now you can make, that's one of my favorite sandwiches, right below my Vito meats, okay? So right below my Italian sub, okay, with all the salami and the provolone and all that stuff. Right below that is a Reuben sandwich. Absolutely love it because you can make it different ways and you could switch it up with different things. So you could use corned beef or you could use pastrami. Now, there's a Reuben and then there's a Cuban sandwich. Okay, so there's a Reuben and a Cuban. Now, both are delicious. Both are equally delicious. When we lived in Florida, there was a Cuban sandwich shop right across the street, like right in front of the beach, and I would go there whenever I could to get a pressed grilled Cuban sandwich. So good. It was so good. So me and my friends, we would go and get a Cuban sandwich, and we would go sit on the beach and eat the sandwich, and then we would just walk in the water. She wasn't much of an ocean type girl. She didn't really like to go into the water. And she had the most beautiful skin tone, this girl. She had really dark skin, and she was beautiful. She reminded me of like a model. Just the way her skin tone was, so beautiful. And she just had like, there's some girls that have like that natural beauty to them. Like they don't even have to wear makeup. Like they could just throw a little lip gloss on so their lips are shiny, and a little mascara maybe, and that's it. Or just anything. Like she didn't need much. She was just like a natural beauty. But anyway, we would go get the sandwiches and we would sit on the beach and just talk. We just love to talk. She's the one that got me into the Ghost Whisperer series with Jennifer Love Hewitt. If you have never watched that and you like the supernatural kind of stuff, I would suggest that. And anything with Jennifer Love Hewitt, of course, is a win for me because I think she is gorgeous, that girl. But anyway, so back to the sandwiches. So there's a Cuban and a Reuben. Now, you can use pastrami. You could use corned beef. You could do Swiss cheese, baby Swiss, provolone. You could use any of those, really, and create your own, build your own sandwich. And then you could use, like I said, I would probably do the Thousand Island dressing. You could make your own. You could just mix mayo and ketchup together and then spice it up the way you want it that way. And then put the type of cheese you want with the type of meat. And of course, the sauerkraut. You can't forget the sauerkraut if you're making a Reuben. And then the toasted, well, I like to do toasted rye bread. I will not eat seeds in the rye bread, so it has to be seedless. But yeah, oh my God, just thinking about it. And I have to buy the stuff to make it now because I got the dressing. Now I just got to get the cheese, the meat, and the rye bread. And a can of sauerkraut. But for tonight, we're going to be making the other bag of, I got 2 of them, and we only made 1 on Easter. So we're going to do the fried shrimp again. I love doing a fried shrimp sandwich and throw lettuce on there and some mayo or the Thousand Island or what have you. Make it like a, what's it called? They call the sandwich like a poor boy or a po' boy, a poor bow. I don't know. It's something like that. Okay, it's something like that. I know that. Where they have like the shrimp. I think that's what it is. I think it's the fried shrimp sandwich. It could be maybe lobster meat I'm thinking of, but that's a lobster roll, which if I ever get a chance to go to, I believe it's Maryland, to get a crab cake or a lobster roll. Oh, Maron. I would love to get some fresh lobster meat on a fresh roll. Ah, so good, so good. All right, see, I'm talking about way too much food again. Now, I have a fitness tracker on my new iPhone. I was just reading about it. I get 3 months free of some kind of fitness tool, which I'm going to utilize, okay? Maybe like if you keep it on you, maybe it tracks your steps. That could be it. I don't know. I have to look into that more. I didn't want to just hit anything because I'll tell you this. There's like 5 really great offers on the phone, but it's only for the first 3 months you get it for free. Then if you forget to cancel it, okay, any one of those, it doesn't tell you how much it is a month after that. I'm guessing, if I could guess, I would probably say like what, $29.99 a month after that, So, but that is a good, the fitness thing. They also have the Apple Plus TV. So all of these, they're offering me the first 3 months free. So the Apple Plus TV, which I probably will do that. I got to read up on it first though, because I don't want to be caught in like a contract of sorts, and then not be able to, or they're just gonna take my money right out. I don't want to do that. So, but the Apple Plus TV, and then the 3 months of music, Apple Music, which we get Prime, I think it is music, and we also have YouTube Music. So I gotta see. Like, I gotta be careful, but I want to see what I could do. So if I just do the 3 months free and I like mark somewhere on my calendar, or I could set an alarm, for before that day to say, okay, I better cancel this or else. So Apple Plus TV, Fitness Tracker, Apple Music, and the Apple Arcade, which I'm thinking are like arcade games or more advanced kind of gaming, which Danny would probably love, but I am not letting anybody touch my phone. Nobody gets to touch my mama's new iPhone, okay? Like I said, I've never had a phone like this before. So I'm definitely going to take very good care of it. And I don't, no. First of all, the kids are never allowed to play with any of my phones. I don't allow that. They have their own devices and their own phones. And if they misplace it or they don't charge it or what have you, I mean, that's part of, you know, responsibility on their part. If they want to use those things and be able to, then they need to be responsible enough to remember where you put it or to charge it or whatever. Now, occasionally, if Danny asks me, hey, mom, you want to play a game with me? Or can I, check and see if Maggie put up a new video yet? Because he loves watching Maggie on the Reborn Diaries. If you don't know who that is, go check that channel out, guys. Adorable, adorable toddler role play. Um, for I feel like even though like she never the creator never really comes to face with the camera, it's all about the dolls. um I feel more of a connection to that channel and those dolls and that creator than I do with some of the other role play videos that actually have the creator in the video. I don't know if that's because you can, see the creator and so it doesn't match up maybe with, you know what I'm saying, like the voice or the role play itself feels kind of different because it's either, I don't know, but I feel like Reborn Diaries, she does an excellent job. If you don't know who she is, go check her out. Show her some love. She has plenty of subscribers and plenty of videos, and she's always putting up a new one. And basically, it's 5 toddlers or so, and then they have like a couple of little silicone babies and a couple other little things. So they have a Maddie, who's a boy with blonde hair, and his name is Baby Louie. He is actually the cousin of the other kids. And he doesn't talk. He just like does baby babble. And then the other toddlers are sisters and brothers. So the brother's name is Derek, and he loves to pee in plants, and he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. He watches after his sisters. Doesn't take no crap from Maggie. So she has Maggie and Mindy, which Maggie's the blonde Maggie kit. And they're all replica dolls, of course, except for Jenny, which we'll get to in a minute. But Maggie is the blonde hair girl. And then Mindy is the brown haired Maggie sculpt. Um, and then the authentic one that she has, her name is Jenny. And I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what face she has because I don't know. It's like, I think it's an older kit. But she has like this open mouth that's like, I don't know. It does, to me, it doesn't look natural, I guess. It doesn't look natural. Especially when, because a doll has to stay in that position. So, um, but to each their own. But anyway, check out our channel. It's adorable. Me and Danny have a bunch of laughs when we watch that, for real. And I know some of the things may be a little inappropriate for him, but I do kind of, they're not long at all. And I've watched them all, to be honest with you. I watched them all. And then if there's one that I think Danny will get a kick out of, I'll be like, hey, you want to watch this with mom? And he'll be like, yeah, yeah. And I'll always ask him, do you want to see if there's any new Maggies on? And he's like, yeah, mom, let's look. So, let me get a sip of this, guys. I'm talking way too much. My throat is killing me. Drinking some seltzer today. Bubbly seltzer, cherry flavor. I haven't bought these in a hot minute. I haven't bought these in quite a few months because they just got too expensive. But I'll tell you, I started buying the like the 1 liter bottles, I think they are, of the Walmart brand seltzer, like the plain seltzer, because I love seltzer. It doesn't have to be flavored. I love seltzer. And when I started opening the tops and I was smelling the tops, like, because there was something weird. It was a weird odor. And I'm like, what is going on? So I smelled it, and it smelled like chlorine. It smelled like a pool, like pool water, like sparkling pool water, right? Who the hell wants to drink that, right? So I put my nose, I'm smelling, I'm like, Jason, smell this. And it stunk like bleach. It really stunk bad. I'm like, and I knew I just opened it. And I'm like, hell no. No way. I dumped the whole thing out. And then I had 2 other bottles, and I opened them right away. I didn't even bother to put them in the fridge. I opened them, and they stunk too. So I don't know if, I would be careful, guys. Don't be buying the Walmart seltzers, like the plain Great Value, I guess it is seltzer. Don't buy it, guys, because I don't know if if maybe, I'm thinking that, like, I'm going to hear about a recall any day now about the Great Value seltzer. So don't drink it, guys. Save yourselves. I emptied it right away. Jason's like, oh, it's probably still good. It's probably good. Usually he's like that, but with this, honestly, when he smelt it, he's like, nah. He's like, throw it out. Because he smelt it. It was gross. It was gross. So just be careful. Be careful, guys. I wouldn't get any seltzer like that. The cans are one thing. But the bottles, if you think about it, I mean, how many people check seals? Like, I'm guilty of that. Like, I will not, a lot of times I won't check to see, like, who looks at the seal, who's going like this first at the seal before they actually open a bottle, like a soda or anything. Not me. But, once you open it and then it's like the seal is, broken, then you start, like, a lot of times I'm like, did I open this already? And then I ask Jason, did you open, like, especially my half and half and stuff, because that has the little tab on the inside that you have to, like, take out before, obviously, it's open, so you'd be able to tell. And a lot of times he would open it before me, and I'd see it and be like, yo, did you open the half and half? Of course, he always says, yeah, I opened it. But if it's not there, hell, you're not going to use it. But so with what I'm trying to say is, with the bottles, it's a lot, I guess, more unsafe than the can. Because with the can, you pop it open, you hear it pop. Anybody could essentially open those bottles and, reseal them. So, or just tighten them, whatever. Anyway, so that's my seltzer story. What else? Oh, yes. Back to Danny's gifts. So he loved the Pomni, the giant, scary Pomni. Now, guys, mind you, I talked about all this in yesterday's video. So that's why I'm kind of just going over again. I didn't tell the cake story, though, in yesterday's video. So that was an extra added treat for you guys today. But anyway, he loved Pomni. He opened her first thing in the morning with a couple of his other things. And then midday is when the big delivery came for his main gift, as he likes to say it. Mom, is that my main gift? I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, it is. um, so when the box came, I told him, Jason took him inside, and then I brought the box to the living room, and I stood in front of it. I had it standing straight up, and I go right in front of it, and I'm like, okay, you can come out now, because I wasn't about to wrap that. I didn't even have wrapping paper to wrap that. So I'm standing in front of it, and he's like, oh, is that mine? I said, yep. I said, can you guess what it is? He says, well, Mom. I said, what? He says, you do know that I can see it, right? I said, how do you see it? I said, it's behind me. You can't see this. And he says, Mommy, I can see what it is. And I said, you don't know what it is. And I started tickling him. And he starts laughing, and then so we put the box, it's a long box, so we put it on the floor, and then the first thing to come out was the padded bench seat, which he I decided to put that in the bedroom for his desk, because remember I was telling you guys that he needed a seat for his desk area. And so I didn't get the chair because I got him the piano. Now, the reason that it's unsafe for him to use in here, okay, with the piano, because when you're playing the piano, okay, he tends to either lean back so he can get the keys, or forward because he's trying to press a demo, or whatever it may be. And that chair is not very even, I feel, because it's one of those chairs that has the X design, as the stand, and then it has the seat above that. So the bottom isn't very sturdy, and so whenever he moves around a little bit, I'm just afraid, because it's a thinner chair. It's not like a complete square. It's more like a rectangle, but a small one. So I would rather him use something else. So what we did was I gave him the storage ottoman that I had bought for Jason for Christmas. And so instead of him using that chair for the piano, I hope you guys are following me here. So that one's going in the bedroom, or it was in there. I don't know why it's out here. So we moved the storage ottoman over to the piano. Now the piano is on an adjustable stand, so we just made it so that Danny's able to reach it correctly while sitting on the ottoman bench. Another good thing about it is that it's just sturdier, okay? And it doesn't wobble or move around. So he's able to, I don't have to keep worrying or looking over and be like, okay, sit still, sit still, it's gonna go over. Anything to be a little more calm over here, right? So that's working out well. But he was very surprised. And guys, I wish you could have seen his face when he opened that box. It was incredible. And those are the moments that I truly, truly live for with my kids, is like when you just see how happy, how surprised he was. It makes my job a whole lot brighter, and just so much more joyful, and just like full of just complete love and joy and happiness, because like I did that for him, I know a lot of people are probably like, well, you're supposed to do that, you're his mother, why are you so? No, because that's not required as a mother, right? These are things that we do because we love our children, because we want them to be happy. We want to see that joy, that pure excitement on their face. And these are things that parents do, um, for their children, to see them, like I said, happy and full of joy and full of life. But it's not required as a parent. You don't have to. There's no rule that says you must buy your children gifts. These are things that we do as parents for those reasons. We want them to be happy. We want them to experience, life in this sense, you know. Of course you want them to experience many other things in life. But this is just one of those things that um it just brings pure joy to my heart, you know. So he was so happy, he was thrilled. He had no clue, he had no idea. It was complete shock and surprise. And he says, "Mommy, you'll never believe it. They have this exact one at school in music class." I said, "What? They do?" He says, "Yeah, but we're only allowed to play it for like a couple minutes each." He says, "And now I could practice at home, and then I'll, you know." And so he was so happy with that fact too. And I told you guys that as well, that when I knew that I had gotten this for him, or I was going to get it, and I told you guys, I think it was Thursday, I told you guys, um, that I wanted to get him something that he could grow with, that he could actually learn from, instead of just continuing to buy plushie after plushie and figure after figure, and things that he gets that will just be opened and tossed aside, and that's it. They're like done. I call them, what do I call them, Christina? One and done toys. That's what I call them. They're one and done. Doesn't look at them anymore. Once the initial surprise and, you know, enjoyment is over with, then that's it. You know, it sits there. So this he can, you know, grow from and learn with, and so it's gonna be fun. It's a good thing, a really good thing. And yeah, I'm thrilled that he loves it. Like, that's just it was just because I wasn't 100% sure, because he had asked for it before, you know, for Christmas and stuff. But, you know, having 3 kids to buy for, you can't always buy these pricier gifts for Christmas because you're buying for multiple children at once, you know, even though I do it over, you know, the course of a few months. In fact, I really want to try and start earlier this year, like, I don't know, like now. Like now. I want to start right now. Okay, we're going to move along. We're moving along. Enough story time. Enough story time for today. Now we're going to get straight to what I got, okay? And then we're going to show the babies, okay? We're at an hour and 20, so I want to still try to keep this to around 2 hours. So we're making good progress. Good thing I talk 1,000 miles a minute so that you guys can really get a jam-packed video into that time frame. Okay, so showed you the iPhone. So thrilled with that. The reason I was able to get the iPhone, I want to make this clear, is it was free. The iPhone was free. They did not have an Android that was free when you just add a line. So the only thing that Jason had to pay for, which I really don't have to explain an anniversary gift, because that's what this is from Jason. But the only thing is, one second, honey. One second, honey. So the this was free. They had no Androids that were free under the contract. Okay, so it was under that deal, I mean. So Jason already has a contract with Verizon. So one second, honey, okay? Danny just came out here. 1 second, Mom will be right with you before I lose my train of thought. So so this was, like I said, this was a free phone. They didn't have a free Android. So when you add a line, okay, to your current plan, so Jason has been with Verizon for, I don't know, 1.5 years now, 2 years maybe. But I never was under that contract. Never had a phone from Verizon, didn't need it because I had my own. So my phone, Dad's calling you, Danny. So just go ahead, just go in there for a second, okay? Just please go in there for a second. Thank you. Spring break. So so he added me to his contract, got me my own line, and so now I have a phone, because before I was using text, you know, I was doing text and stuff, so wasn't making any phone calls. I would have to use his phone to make phone calls. And so now I have my own phone, and I'm so thrilled. So like I said, this was nothing up front. So the cost of like the taxes on the phone and the you know the the month of the plan and stuff like that, that will be added to his next bill. So this was completely upfront free, okay, until the bill rolls around. But even so, the phone was free. You know, you just got to pay for the taxes on it and stuff. So that's how I was able to get that, guy. So I don't want anybody coming at me being like, oh, well, she got a brand new iPhone and how could she afford that when she's saying that, you know, she's got to sell this and sell that just to get money. Let's make that clear right out there. Done. Okay. Not that I need to explain nothing, but I also don't like, you know, I don't want people to think a certain, you know, certain way when that's not the case, you know. Anyway, so oh my God, look at Olive over here. Okay, yes, what's the matter, honey? But remember, mommy's on a video, okay? What? Dad's not playing with you right now?
He's on the phone with
Okay, he's on the phone. Okay. So I'm sure when he's done on the phone.
No, he's been.
Okay. Well, he's been on the phone for a while. Okay. Okay. All right. So then you could sit out here with Mom. I was just going to show everybody my new perfume and my nails. And if you want to take the opportunity, now's the time to tell anybody about your birthday or your presents or anything you want to tell them. How about your cute new haircut?
No.
All right, all right. I gave Danny a haircut yesterday, and it looks adorable. He looks adorbs. You know, it takes him a minute to get used to it. He's 9 years old. He was so used to having the longer hair. I didn't cut it short. It's, you know, it's a nice, fresh style for him for the spring, summer. It's gonna take him a minute, but he still has the long, you know, I did like right below the chin kind of cut. So he still has that full, you know, look to him. But honestly, it brings out his cute little baby feature still, like his cheeks, like I want to pinch his cheeks. And, you know, he just has that cute, Danny has the most adorable face. He does. He has the most adorable face. You want to just kiss him. Okay, let's get to the nails, and then I'm going to show you the perfume. So, I've been looking for different set of nails. Like, I'm getting bored, right? I'm waiting for the newest nail to come out, because, you know, there's only so many times you can have the same color, you know, or the same whatever. So, I was looking for something different. Kiss, you know, they never let me down, but, you know, as far as price for the quality and stuff like that, but they just were getting boring. They do have a few new things out, but I feel you got to be careful, right? Kind of like with these. It was new and different, never seen it before, but at the same time, they looked really fucking cheap. They looked really cheap, okay? So I was looking for something different. So I came across this brand. Never heard of it before. I've never tried this brand before. So I'm really hoping that they work well. I did Google it and it said that it was a higher end nail brand. So I'm hoping that they work really well. Okay. So this is the first set. And of course, as soon as I seen this set, the first thing that came to mind was Gem and the holograms. Okay. So these actually remind me of Gem's shoes. Okay. And Christina, I know you were thinking that too. You must have been. When I showed Christina, look at this. So they're chrome. Okay. It's like a hot pink chrome. I think that's what you call it, right? Chrome. They look like Gem's shoes. These were the color of her shoes. In the 80s. This is like a really popular hot pink 80s color. Okay. So some of the nails are solid. They're an almond shape, like medium length. And some of them have the peach bottom and just the top has the French manicure in the chrome that match the pink nails. And then, like I said, it has the peach color nails. And then they have little pearls on them. Little tiny pearl embellishments. Now, what I also like about these, I did not take them out to feel them yet, which I might do with you guys here, just so I could get a feel for the nail, how thick they are and stuff. But I like that these are not see-through, okay? Because I have an issue with that, because you usually could see the glue then. Like, when you have the nail bed part is like the clear or like the jelly nails, they like to call them, you can then see kind of where the glue ends up underneath the nail. So I just wanted to find something that wasn't so transparent, I guess. But these are really cool, guys. Look at that. Really, really cool. There you go. Look at that. So cool. I cannot wait to put these on. But I might put the other set on first. Now, they had a really cool set that I really wanted to get, and I almost got, but what stopped me is, number one, they were most expensive, and number two, they weren't going to match with anything that I have, except this outfit, probably. They would match with, like, the black and white, which I am wearing my new black and white dress with the hearts on it. If you watch Thursday's video, I had my other new dress on, the black with the kind of purple flowers on it. So this is the same brand, same style, all that good stuff. Love these dresses. We'll definitely be getting more of them. If anybody's interested, they are on Amazon, and you can just let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy, more than happy, to send you the link, because they are so comfy and they're really great for summer. So back to the nails. So this brand, okay, is called B Tart Box, okay? And for some reason, I thought it was BK Art Box, but it's not. It's BT Art Box. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing is that? I really thought that it was BK. Maybe I'm thinking of Burger King over here. It's how hungry I'm getting. I'm thinking of fucking Burger King. Meanwhile, they're B-Tart. BT Art Box. BT, not BK, Sandra. Okay, leave the Big Macs out of... Oh no, that's McDonald's. What does... See, I usually don't ever do Burger King. I know Wendy's has a really good chili. Burger King, what do they have? Somebody's probably yelling at me through the screen. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Please, somebody let me know in the comments below. What do they call, like, the equivalent of a Big Mac at Burger King? I know Wendy's has chili, because I always, whenever I would go to Wendy's with my mom, like for lunch or something, I always got the cup of chili. I don't know. Wait, is it Wendy's that has chili? Maybe I'm thinking Burger King has chili now. I don't know. I never went to Burger King. Just like I never really went to Taco Bell. I love, the only time I loved Taco Bell was after a night out on the town. After a night of drinking, okay, and bar hopping, that's where I would love to go, was Taco Bell, okay? I would always get 2 chalupas with extra lettuce. I love the chalupas. Oh my gosh. Because they're so like crispy yet chewy. They were so good. Oh my gosh. All right, stop. You see this? You see this mindset of thinking about food? I love food. I'm not ashamed to admit it. All right, look. So here's the BT Art Box. Oh, was that Jack?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. You want to come say hello to my viewers?
No.
Will you ever say hello to my viewers?
No.
Come on, be nice.
I am being nice.
They asked to see you.
Good.
I've gotten comments of people that actually, they say, well, where's Jack? Where's Jack? Now, you guys know, though, that when has Jack really ever been in my video? Like, never. Okay, never. So, you know, it's not unlike him. But I still would love for you guys to see my handsome boy. No? All right. What are you doing over there? Eating mint ice cream?
Yes.
Are you going to save Mom any?
No.
Of course not. That's okay. Enjoy it. Anyway, so, you sure you don't want to see my iPhone picture quality?
I'm sure.
You heard him. You sure? Okay. So, all right. So these are really cool. All right. Those are the gem shoes ones. The other ones were $24, guys. I didn't pay that for this. Okay. These, I think I paid $12.99, which are still a little pricey for a set of nails, in my opinion. But the other ones were $24.99. They had the most adorable 3D cherries on them. So they had the 2 cherries and then the stem, the green stems. They had all kinds of little like little I don't know if it's other fruit, but like a couple of the nails were like a red and white plaid tip. I think one had polka dots on it. They kind of reminded me of strawberry shortcake, but with cherries instead of the strawberries. It looks so cute, like perfect for the summer. But I can't see. That's like, I used to pay $25 at the salon to get a full set of acrylics, okay? With the extra thickness. I always said make them thick, okay? Not too much file in here. So I would pay $25 for a full set of acrylics back in the day. I know we're talking like 20 years ago. Okay? But still, like, to pay that for, I don't know. Like, I was watching this just a quick story. I was watching this story on YouTube, actually, about this girl, this woman. She actually used to own a nail salon in Manhattan. And she said that after, I guess, or during COVID or whatever, she had to think of another way that she could still make money, but doing, the thing she knew how to do best. And that was to make nails. And so, because during COVID, a lot of those places shut down. Like, they weren't allowed to stay open. So, she started sculpting and painting the nails at home without the person. And she would, just do the nail set, okay, just like this, just like this. She would do them all different styles and colors and all kinds of 3D art and all kinds of stuff all over the nails. And she started selling them. She rented this little shop, okay, a real tiny place because she didn't have much room for nails. And she would have like a counter, and then behind the counter she had like floor to ceiling, all tons of racks full of these acrylic nails, and she would sell them by the set. So she had catalogs out in the front, and you could look through the catalogs and pick which number of the set you wanted. She would get the set, you pay for the nails, and then if you wanted her to apply them right then and there, she charges you like an extra $10, I think it was, just to put them on for you. Or maybe it was $5, I'm not sure, $5 to $10. Just to glue them on for you. So they are just like, they're sculpted nails, but they are glue-ons, just like these. So they're not actually, you can't consider it like a full acrylic set, because she's not like blending your nail into anything. She's just gluing on your nail, right? Just like these, like we do at home. But the elaborate designs were crazy, out of this world. And of course, depending on how much work was on the nail, that particular set, she would charge accordingly. But what a fabulous freaking idea, right? She took a bad situation, right, that was going on with COVID, and she knew she still had to make money somehow, and she did it. She like turned it, the odds in her favor, and she continued to work, doing what she knew how to do best, and still putting her work out there, but she just did it in she took a different avenue to get there. And that is so admirable. Like, that is so, like, like you look at something like that and you're just like, wow, like that's incredible, instead of, a lot of people might just have, broke down and started crying and be like, I'm sure she did anyway, but I'm saying, instead of taking a bad situation and, putting her own twist on it to say, look, I got to make this work. I got to make money. I have a family to feed, you know, and she did this. And it's just, it's one of those incredible stories that you hear about out there, you know, in a world where there's so many bad things and that are happening and that you hear on the news just about every day now, it seems. Well, you always heard bad news, right? But I think in today's day, it just seems like more, I don't know. I don't know the right word, but you guys know what I mean. And I'm not going to get into that in this video. No way, no how. This is a happy video. But in today's day, there is a lot more shitty news going on, okay, about shitty fucking things. And the shitty people who are doing them and or you know, contributing to them. And so it is so nice when you hear about somebody taking that shitty situation and turning it around to make sure that what they are doing with their life still matters, still counts. Doesn't matter what that other person said. Doesn't matter why, how, whatever. She took it and she ran with it. And she did that for herself, for her family. You know, kudos to her. Congratulations. Like, that is fucking amazing. Okay. So that was just a wonderful story that I watched that I wanted to share with you guys while we're on the nail subject. So here's the second set that I got. And these are really fucking awesome, guys. Look at these. I'm trying to get it the best way I could here. Look at that. So this has like the peach, you know, bottoms. It has the little purple, you know, French manicured top. Same shape and length as the other ones. And then you have the solid pink. And then you have these that have the purple and black butterfly wings. Isn't that amazing? I know Amanda's going to love these because the butterfly is a favorite of hers. And it also represents her mom. Memories of her mom and what they shared together. So that's very special. And as soon as I seen these, I thought of Amanda. Amanda, I can't even look at a butterfly anymore, no matter what it may be, or what it's on, or if it's, you know, a standalone butterfly, whatever, or if it's on like a shirt, or sorry, I got like a fly away in my eye. You know, I look at a butterfly and right away, Amanda. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Amanda. So, these definitely came to my mind when I seen them. And then some of them have like that leopard print at the top. Isn't that cool, guys? And then these pink ones, oh, look how close I could bring this. How clear that is. And then these are like that pink purple color. And they have like little gold stars, I think, or are those gold stars, guys? I don't know what that is. But that is the second set that I got. I'm probably going to put these on first. And then the chrome ones on a later time. But these I thought were just so different looking than the normal glue-on nail. So that's why I decided to go with these. We're going to just open this briefly just so I can feel them quick. And then I'm going to go move to the perfume. And my eye, I got something in my eye. I don't know what. Let's see. So we're almost at 1:45. Don't want to make it, like I said, too much longer than the 2-hour mark because, you know, I'm trying here. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to be a little bit more, you know, I guess, receptive to the fact that not many people get the chance to, you know, to watch my videos, even though they might want to, because they're so long. You know, people have shit they gotta do. People have, you know, lives to live. They can't, you know, always be sitting to watch, you know, the Sandra show all the time. And that's not to say that the people that watch me don't have a life. Please don't get my words twisted. I just mean that, you know, I mean, hell, I watch my videos back. You know, some people are able to stay at home and do their jobs. Other people have to, you know, go out to do theirs. And so, you know, different circumstances and, you know, different lifestyles, and, you know, you're a very lucky person, like I am, if you get to, you know, be home with your children. And wow, you know what? I'm glad I opened this. There are different nails in here than what they even show. Now I'm even more excited. Oh my God, look at this. So that's good. They come with the alcohol pads because, guys, if you do your nails at home, you have to make sure that not only that you buff your natural nail, but also you wipe your nails with the alcohol pads to kind of dehydrate your nail, because you don't want to glue a nail on. It won't stay on. And not only that, you'll get problems because your nail has to be clean and hard. Okay, it can't be a soft, wet, nothing. Okay. So it says right here, you soften and push back your cuticles, file and clean the oils from your natural nail. So that's, you know, what's going to get you into problems. And then you select the right size, apply glue to the tips, and then apply nail glue to your natural nail. I will tell you this, I never do the glue on the nail itself, because I only put glue on my natural nail and then I press down, because I've tried it that way and it was just a disaster. Because when you put the glue on the tip and then you flip it, a lot of times I would get glue on the side or it would get on top of the nail, and I just put it on my nail and then that's it. This says for 60 seconds to hold it. I usually do it a little more, just to make sure that all the air bubbles are out underneath and that, you know, your nail is, you know, adhering the best it can, you know. And then clean up your nails. Use an alcohol pad to wipe away any excess glue. I want to tell you guys, don't do that. I've done it. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you get the alcohol pad in contact with the glue on your skin, it will stick. So the alcohol pad will kind of melt into the glue and then it sticks to your skin, and it's a nightmare to try and get off. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, but that's what they're saying. So for short-term wear, you could use the nail adhesive tabs instead of the glue. Use enough glue to prevent air pockets and ensure a strong bond and extended wear time. So I just kind of told you guys about that. And then it says avoid strenuous use of your nails for at least 5 minutes afterwards. Now, that's why I like to either do them at night or early first thing in the morning, because then those are the times where, you know, I'm not really going to need to stick my hands in any kind of water. So, you know, right before bed, or sometimes, like if I have a set on like these, I will probably take them off tonight, and then while I'm having coffee in the morning, glue down the new set. So, just because you don't want to, I try not to put my hands in water for at least a couple hours after I do them, if not longer, if I could do, you know. And I also won't, not only the water, what else was I thinking? That's a good tip for you guys. I don't know. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. Yeah, it says right here, keep your nails dry and avoid contact with water for at least 1 hour. So that's like what I said, at least a couple hours. And also, this was the other tip. I would make sure that you haven't washed your hands in a couple hours before you even glue the set too. Because this way, your nail is not, you know, moist in any way, that your nail is as hard as it could be. And then when you wipe away the excess oil with the alcohol pad and you file, you should be all good. Like your nail should stay for a long period of time. Okay, so that's this. And then they tell you how to remove them. And of course, keep the glue out of reach of children and bonds. It does. Oh my God, it bonds within seconds, like instantly, to your skin or anything like that. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the nail. So I'm wondering now if there's different ones. There might be different ones in the gem box too. So look, these were not in there. And these look super freaking cool. Look at this nail, guys. This one, I know it's hard to see when I'm... So this, oh, that looks cool. All right. This one has, let me see if there's any other extra. Let's show you the different kinds. So it looks like a lot of them that are in here are actually this. So I'm guessing the main thing, oh wait. I don't even see any butterfly print ones in this bag. So I guess you only get the couple that are there. These are really cool though. I do want to show you guys these because these are really awesome. Who's that, Jack? You're back? For what now? Uh-huh. Okay, so this one is purple. It's more of a dark purple in the middle, and then it has light purple on the bottom and the tip, and then it has gold stars in it, so that's really cool. I'm just trying to think. I guess we could put them back. I'm not going to open the other bag. A little surprised, you know, with the other one because I want to move along. But this one has the bottom, you know, the peach bottom, and then it has the leopard print at the top. Then this one has nice, it looks like a cross, I think, right? Don't mind my nail there, guys. That's horrible. Oh my God, I'm trying to focus here. It looks like it has a cross on it. And then it has a little, or a star. Yeah, it's a cross with a star, actually. And then it has a little tiny pearl at the top. And then this is the one that they didn't show much of. I hope I'm not, my chin is not bleeding. That's horrible, guys, horrible. I kept picking at it is what happened. It does look like rug burn, though. It does, definitely. When I'm stressed out, I tend to, like, if I have a pimple or something, I tend to, yeah, mess with it. Anyway, this one, look at that. Isn't that cool? So it looks like a shell, like a seashell. And this, it's a raised design. So it's like a 3D, look at that. Cool, look at that. So it's like a seashell. See it? And then it has the pearl and the rhinestone meeting at one side. There you go. And my nails are fucking horrible right now. Horrible. I would never come on here like this. Even the skin around my freaking nails. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that, Sandra. Okay. All right, so let's put these away. So yeah, probably gonna see me with these on next video. Hopefully all goes well with that. But so I'm really surprised now because, like I said, that means that I bet you. So, oh, the quality of the nail, yeah, if they feel really nice, they don't feel overly thick. They don't feel, I mean, they don't feel flimsy neither. So that's a good sign. So we'll see. It also comes with the sticky tabs. And that's that. So put this all back together. Where's the, oh, here's the box. Okay. So guys, I think this way, right? This way. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're not going to open the other box. Maybe I'll open those like after on another video when I have these on, and then we could kind of bring these back to check and see if those are in there. Or I could just let you guys know, whatever, right? Okay, next up, my perfume. I ordered a perfume. I don't think I told you guys about it. I've been wanting a perfume. You guys know that I ran out of my Britney Curious perfume. I did order Viva La Juicy, but Walmart canceled me because it was a third-party seller. And supposedly they refunded me, I'm thinking because it wasn't in stock. But yet when I checked the same site again, Walmart site, but through the same seller, it's telling me there's 10 left, there's 11 left, there's da-da-da. I wasn't about to chance it again. So I said, didn't order it again. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to hold off on the perfume. I bought a body spray. I think, did I? No, I canceled the cotton candy body spray because I said, you know what? I'm just going to buy a perfume. I did a lot of research, okay, to find a perfume that was long lasting, that were the scents I really love, but also within my price range, okay? I couldn't do, you know, a $60, $80, $100 bottle of perfume this month. So, but I knew I needed something. So I did some research. I came across this brand that had many, many reviews. Some of them, even video reviews. Some of them were, you know, some of them really loved it. Some of them were like, no. But the consistency of the reviews was that they all said it actually smelled good. Okay? It smelled good. But some people said it didn't last long. Others say it lasted forever. Some people said that the value for the money was good. Other people said it sucked. It was just like, you know, a lot of mixed in that sense. But a lot of people said it smelled good. So I love the smell of honey. I love honey. Okay. And this popped up under luxury Amazon beauty. Okay. In the luxury section. So when I seen this for $24.99, I looked it up. I did not know, I never heard of it before, but I know that it had the tones of the perfumes that I love, okay? In fact, when I typed in Armani Code for Women, which is my all-time favorite perfume, this came up when I typed that in. So I'm thinking, okay, it must have some of the same, you know, notes, the same layered notes of the Armani Code. So I looked it up, and this is actually called Bella Vita Luxury, and it is the honey scent of an OUD parfum. Now, parfum, I say that because this is not an eau de toilette. Usually that's what I could afford, an eau de toilette. This is actually an ODD parfum. I'm sure I'm saying that all messed up. It is actually a parfum, so it's a step up. Okay, from the toilet. So I'm now into the parfum. I'm risen from the toilet. I'm now into the parfum. Again, it says Bella Vita Luxury Honey OUD Eau de Parfum. Now, I have no clue what an OUD was. Danny, go. What's the matter? Go with Dad. Then just sit here for a second till I'm done explaining this. Okay, because I'm almost done with this video. Maybe another 15, 20 minutes, okay, at the most. All right, so I had no idea what this meant. I didn't know if it was the brand of the perfume or if it meant something in it, or I don't know. But so I looked it up, and it's actually a plant. How do you say it? Oh, you know what? I could probably just read the back to you quick. It says, show your sweet side with the Honey OUD Eau de Parfum. The top is, I have no idea how to even say this, word, so we won't say that. It's sweet with honey, while OUD and rose at the heart bring floral scent. Now, I'm not one for florals. I don't usually like it. I will tell you that this does not smell like a floral perfume. It doesn't. The base of musk and vanilla help you explore the sweeter facets of life with confidence. I don't like vanilla either. So, I'm going to tell you right now, those aren't the top note. Those are not what you like smell, okay, off the bat. It may be in it, but it's not. So the OUD is just, it's actually a plant in France, I believe, that it comes from, that produces this particular oil concentrate. Okay, so that's what this is based off of. They have many different scents of this. Obviously, they mix with different notes. This one, it is for men and women. It says it's sweet honey, bergamot. No, I think that's how you say bergamot or bergamot. BERGAMOT. OUD and amber notes. I love amber and I love the bergamot and I love honey. So that's what brings this together for me. And these are scents, if you look up Armani Code for Women, that are in that bottle as well. So that's why this spoke to me. As soon as I tried this on last night, I will tell you my nightgown still had the smell on it this morning, full, like it was like I just sprayed it. So it really does last a long time. I sprayed one spray before, like, I don't know, maybe 4 hours ago. Still there. It smells beautiful, okay? Still there. It smells so nice. It's not overpowering. It's strong enough to stick around, but after a while, unless, like I say, you go to smell it, you won't smell it, but other people will. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful scent. So I would highly recommend this. Anybody that's interested in hearing about more on what I think about this, or, you know, you want a more detailed kind of review about it, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to let you know. But I would recommend this. Again, this company, Bella Vita Luxury, they have so many different fragrance scents. So you could go on Amazon and check them out. Really a lot. They have a lot to choose from, men and women's fragrance. So I would recommend them. Let me show you the bottle. So this is the bottle. It is a 3.7. Nope, 3.4 maybe. I don't know. It's over 3 ounces. Really pretty, you know, glass bottle. See-through, and you could see, I don't know if it's see-through or, well, it's see-through, obviously, Sandra. I don't think that's the actual color of the perfume. I think the perfume is clear, but this is the color of the bottle. So it's like that honey, you know, honey color, but it's a see-through bottle. Hello. Hello. And it is, you know, it's the gold top and has the regular perfume spray. So really, really, really nice. Really nice gift this would make. And for $24.99, the lastingness of it, the smell of it, and the size that you get, you can't beat it for a perfume. Okay, so now we're gonna move to the babies. Honey, I don't know how to pause this yet, and I don't want to like end my video by mistake. So is there something you could tell mommy while I'm on the video? Because I know daddy's inside with you. So, no? Okay. Well, mommy's just going to be a little bit longer, okay? So why don't you go to the table and color? Or play with your little... Hey, you want to play a song? You want to play a song? Why don't you go put your headphones on and play the piano for a few minutes, okay? Just so mommy can finish up her video. What do you think? Okay. Guys, I'm going to pause you for 1 second. I hope I don't lose the video because I don't know exactly what I'm doing with this phone yet. If I do lose you guys, then I'll be back another time to show you the babies. But I have to make sure that, oh, you're gonna put them on? Okay, good. I wasn't sure if you were gonna put them on or not. Okay. All right, mommy won't be that much longer. Okay, play your song. Go ahead. I know you wanted to practice anyway. Okay, so this is Olive, and as I told you guys in the beginning, I put up a post last night or yesterday sometime to help me vote for a middle name for her. And so I am leaning towards one of the names that wonderful viewer had picked or suggested. Something that's, tiny for her. Like, I do love Olive Teeny. I think that's adorable. Olive Teeny. I never would have thought of that. I don't drink martinis. I don't even drink at all anymore. I haven't in years. But like, I don't know. It's cute. It's a cute name. And I think it makes me laugh. It makes me giggle. So that actually is a good suggestion then, right? If it's making me giggle. So she might be Olive Teeny. I don't know. But I can say that when I did pick a new email to go with my new phone because, they want you to, I didn't transfer things from my old phone to this phone for the simple fact that I have a lot. I'm keeping the other phone for videos, to store my videos, pictures, and all that. I don't like to move things over to a DS card. I think that's what it's called, DS or CVS card. No, not CVS. That's a pharmacy, Sandra. CVS. Oh my God, SD. That's what. That fucking CVS cards. Okay. By the way, Danny has full headphones on. He's playing his piano with headphones. So they. I don't like to move pictures over that because then I'll just never look at them again. That's just a fact. I've had one before. I've moved things over and I just never use it. I never put it in to look at pictures. I never used it. So to me, putting pictures and videos and stuff on that card is just the same as deleting them, or you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm just never going to. I mean, maybe one day down the line my granddaughter or my grandson will find the card and be like, oh, what's on here. But other than that, no. So I decided rather than do that, I'm just going to leave the pictures I have and the videos I have on that phone, and I'm just going to keep the phone and then store the phone away. I already put it in a Ziploc, turned it off, powered off, put it in the Ziploc, and it's away. And, this way I could keep all my stuff on there. I didn't transfer it because every day the phone kept telling me, you're out of storage, you're out of storage, you're out of storage. And I would have to clean up, like, I don't know, 50 pictures or 50 emails just to get like one byte of friggin' storage back. So I didn't want to flood my new phone with all that stuff again. And you couldn't just transfer one thing or the other. You would have to just, like, it asked you when you were setting up, do you want to transfer everything from your phone, your current phone, over to this one? And you could do it from an Android, because at first I wasn't sure if you could transfer Android to an iPhone. I wasn't sure, but it did give you the option, but I opted out. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So starting, fresh, new, got a new email, which I will attach below in my description, so that you guys can, if you want to email me, you could email me at the new email. My old email, I'm not getting Gmail at all anymore. So please make sure you contact me on the new iCloud. So I'll leave that in the description below in case you'd like to email me. But so the email that I chose actually has Olive's name in it. So it is Olivelittlemeatballs. Get it? Olivelittlemeatballs. I love little meatballs. Olivelittlemeatballs. So that is my new email. So that's where you can reach me at, up in the cloud. Now, this little meatball right here, okay, now just looking at her in this video, you can see the amazing, like, details and quality in this doll. Like, wow, like, that just shows you, like, this phone. I mean, my other phone picked up her details just fine, I feel, but this really, I mean, look at that. Like, you could almost reach out and touch her and, like, know what she feels like with the varnish. Like, this is absolutely crazy. And when I tell you, like, about, like, her little rash and her little stork bite rash here and all her little details, like, you can really, really see that well now. Look at this girl. She is so incredibly realistic. Incredibly. Look at her. Oh my gosh, this girl. And those blonde, look at those eyelashes, guys. I've never seen eyelashes like this before in any other doll. They're light, but they're like, they're not mohair. I don't know what, they might be human hair. I'm really not sure, but they're very soft and like I said, you can't really see them because they're so light. But look at that. When you get up close, look at how long they are. Gorgeous. And this, like, you touch her, like, she just has that beautiful texture to her. What a gorgeous baby. So that is my little olive teeny. I'm liking that. I'm really liking the olive teeny. So original too, right? Like I highly doubt anybody has named their doll that Olive Teeny. Like, that's so cute. She's just an amazing baby. So I do want to bring Brianna on before we go, because I did dress her in one of the Gymboree outfits that came in Olive's box opening, because the neckline was too big for her, because she's such a little tiny petite thing that, like, this is the perfect size. The Carter's preemie two-piece, like, this is perfect for her. So this works really, like, well on her size. So the Gymboree, well, they're beautiful. And I told Sherry, you know, like, because she was worried too that they might not fit Olive. And I said, well, whatever doesn't fit Olive, Brianna will wear, because she had hardly any clothes either. So she is currently in one of those outfits. I do want to take weighting out of Brianna eventually when I get zip ties. I only have one of those thin, clear zip ties left. And that is what I call my emergency zip tie, in case, you never know, in case somebody's head decides to pop off or whatever. And so that's my, like, emergency one. So I wouldn't actually, like, electively, you know, cut one of the zip ties just to take weighting out and then use the last one. So I have to wait till I have the money so I could afford to order a set. The shipping is just killer on these things. I mean, you know, they want like $7, $8, $9, $10 for shipping. That's just to ship the zip ties. Like, where are you shipping them to, you know? Like, that's so ridiculous. And so, I mean, you know, if they were cheap, if it was like $10 free shipping, maybe that I could see. You know, even if it's just for 5 zip ties, I mean, I would do that. But, like, you know, that's ridiculous to just pay $10 just for the shipping. Then you got to pay another, I don't know how much it was. I think on Etsy last time I bought them. No matter where you got them, it or slice it and dice it, it's just about $20 total with shipping. Like, $20 for a handful of zip ties. That's crazy. Like, I don't have that to do. So I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait and see what I could do, and hopefully swing it next time around. I don't know. But I do want to take weighting out of her just so that I'm more comfortable holding her, that I want to pick her up more often, because as of now, she's so gorgeous, but she's too much now. She's too heavy, okay, for me to enjoy holding her for any more than a 10-minute period. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just too much. So some of that has to come out. I believe some of the weighting in her head as well, because she does have that big heavy head, and I think that's why I felt the need to even it out and put another, sack of glass beads in her torso, to kind of even out the weight. So I'm thinking I might have to take some out of her head as well, but we'll see once I could do the surgery. Okay. But this one, that's why when this one came, like, she's so light, but just holding her like this, like, she's perfect. She's the perfect weight for me. Perfect baby to hold and cuddle and snuggle. So there's another look at my little Olive Teeny. See, I keep calling her that now. She might have to be named that. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that name. So there's my little baby there. She's so special. Okay, so let's put her down. Let's pick up the other one over here, the Chunk-a-Monk over here, as I like to call her. Okay, she's my Chunk-a-Monk because she is so, oh my God. Look at this chunky monkey. Look at her. Oh my God. So she is dressed in her two-piece little rose-colored floral print gymboree with the ruffle on the shoulder, ruffle on the sleeve, on the wrist part. She has her new mittens on with a little tiny hair bow, which we love to do on her because she has the cuddle baby that's a little bit too tiny for her. We like to add a small bow so that it doesn't add to the volume up here, because we need to be adding to the volume down here, okay, because she has the smaller legs. So here she is in her gymboree. She has the ruffles on the butt part here, and then I put her little knit booties on there to kind of even out her feet. But her legs, you can see how tiny her legs are. Now, granted, she is in a preemie size. She should be in like 3 months. But the top, the gymboree does run big, especially the shirts. So she could get away with the top. The pants, I probably should maybe put a bigger pant on her with this. But it works, it works. And there's her little skinny legs. So we're going to have to, like I said, she's really heavy. I want to take this, she has beads all the way up here too. So I'm going to take this out right here. Her head is fine now with this extra weighting, but I think once I take this out, that's when her head is going to seem a little bit too much, because then it's going to just topple over. Like, she's not going to have this extra, weighting in here to do that, to kind of hold her head up steady, that kind of thing. So we're going to, as soon as I get those zip ties, guys, we're going to do some surgery on this one too. I might do it on a video. Who knows? You just never know with me, right? But this is a beautiful outfit. And it looks perfect on her, too, with this face. Really, really sweet. She's a sweetheart. See, there goes her head. So, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, she has beads all the way up here. So, I think maybe if I take some of that out and just put a little polyfill up here, which I have plenty of. And then, like I said, maybe take... She has a heavy head. She does. But I like that, in the babies. Let me see you little, look at you. I have not played with her at all. She's so gorgeous. And look at those eyelashes and her rosy cheeks. And I still think it's amazing. Look at this hair that Anna painted on her. Look at that. So I just think that, like, the texture on her too is amazing. She just has like that slate kind of, I know Amanda loves the texture on her babies too. But this one has like the slate, it's nothing. You could hear Danny with the keys of the piano. She's such a sweetheart. I love her so much. Look at that baby. Look at her. And I love the way Anna kind of like, not camouflaged, but I mean, I guess you could say that in a way. Like, because this kit, the Una kit, has these like thinking lines, is what I call them. These thinking lines in her forehead. But the way Anna painted her was so, so you can't really, it's not so pronounced, in other words, like it is on with the other Una kits that I've seen. Like that that those marks on the forehead are really like, you know, you could see them. Hers are kind of just like, you know, they're there, but they're very subtle. I'm gonna have to use something for the shine on my face now that now that I have a new camera here, showing the shine on my face. Look at her. Now you see these details. Look at this. I bet you couldn't see this on my other camera, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen all these little details. Look at the little rash. Look at that. You couldn't see that on my last video. I gotta straighten her eyelashes. But you couldn't see all those little imperfections on her face last time, like on the last videos. Look at that. Look at all these fine little details on this girl. Look at that. Just this alone, this rash. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at her lashes. Look at these lashes. She reminds me of my brother with those lashes. Wow. And this hair. She's just an incredible, incredible baby girl. Really incredible. Anna did a fantastic, amazing job. Okay, guys, I'm going to go now. It's time to spend time with Danny. So I had enough playtime, at least for now. Maybe I'll play with them later. But yeah, so she's going to stay in this outfit for a while. She looks adorable. So those outfits became hers, the 3 Gymboree. And I'll go over the clothes with you another time, another video. Just to give you guys an update on my drawers. Give you a drawer update with the babies and stuff like that. I hope that you guys enjoyed my video today, as always. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're here this far, almost 2.5 hours today, setting records over here. It's just because I haven't been on in a few days, guys. So I haven't seen you guys since Thursday. So, had a lot to talk about, okay, over 5 days. Well, was it? Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days. Okay, so I had a lot to talk about. I'm so glad that I got to spend this time with you. And yeah, there was a lot of giveaways too this past week. I know there's another one today, I think, from my Bella's Blessing. So I got to check that out and see who won that one. But there's been a lot of giveaways lately, and you know, a lot of first place, second place, third place. A lot of people have been doing it that way, and that's amazing. Like, I have done that too. And I think it just adds to the excitement of the giveaways, right? And it just adds to the, I don't know, just the fun and just, like I said, the excitement of it, right? You just want to keep, and you wish that you could keep giving, right? Keep giving, giving. I feel that way. I know that a bunch of you guys do as well. So I just want to say a big congratulations to all the winners of those giveaways lately. And, yeah, so we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna go now, and thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and shout out to my BB Christina over at Cuddles by Christina. Don't forget to check out her videos and show her some love. So I will see you guys next time, and yeah, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.